This episode discusses coercive control, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, surveillance, suicidal thoughts, and trauma. Some listeners may find this content distressing. Please listen at your own pace and prioritize your well-being. Hi, and welcome back to After the Quiet. This is episode 88. By the end of February 2019, I was holding on by a thread. For weeks, I'd been writing everything down. Every accusation, every late night interrogation, every time I was woken up to have my phone searched, every conversation that made me question my own reality. That notebook had become more than paper. It had become proof. Proof that I wasn't imagining what was happening. Proof that my memory wasn't failing me. Proof that I wasn't losing my mind. I kept it in the glove compartment of my car. It was the one place I thought was mine. Around the same time, I had an MRI scheduled in the city to monitor the tumor in my abdomen. He drove me to the hospital. I went into my appointment alone. Looking back now, I believe that's when my notebook disappeared. I've often wondered what happened while I was inside that MRI suite. Did he go back to the car? Did he search through it? I can't say for certain. But later that day, after we got home, I stopped to buy groceries. I reached into my glove compartment because I wanted to make another entry. My notebook was gone. Completely gone. I searched everywhere. I couldn't understand it. To this day, I don't know how he even knew it existed. I had never told him about it. But by that point, I had started to feel like nothing I did was private anymore. I was constantly being questioned, constantly being watched. Looking back now, I genuinely believe I was being tracked. Whether it was my phone, my vehicle, or simply relentless monitoring. I don't know. I can't prove it. But I know how it felt to live every day believing that there was nowhere I could go without him knowing. When your privacy disappears, so does your sense of safety. Then things escalated again. One morning before work, he demanded my phone. Not asked, demanded. I didn't want to hand it over. But by then, fear had become my default response. So I gave it to him. That same morning was a PA day, so my daughter did not come to school with me. Instead, she spent the day with my in-laws, shopping and going to McDonald's. I went to work without my phone, without any way to communicate, without knowing what he was doing with it. That day, I couldn't concentrate. I wasn't thinking about lessons. I wasn't thinking about report cards. I was thinking about what I was going to go home to. Except, I didn't want to go home. For the first time, I realized I simply couldn't do it anymore. After work, I drove. I don't even remember exactly where. Eventually, I ended up sitting alone in a store parking lot. I opened my laptop, connected to the store's public Wi-Fi, and sent him a message. I told him I wasn't coming home. I couldn't take the stress anymore. Instead of asking if I was okay, he called the police. Officers found me sitting in that parking lot. I remember telling them that I couldn't go home. That I couldn't keep living under that constant pressure. That I couldn't survive the emotional abuse anymore. They listened. They asked questions. Then they asked me to call my mom. That night, I went home with her. The next day, my mom came back to the house with me. That's when he handed me my phone. He told me he'd had a private investigator go through it. Looking back now, I don't even know whether that was true. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. What mattered was that he wanted me to believe someone had searched every message, every photo, every conversation. I wasn't worried. I knew there was nothing to find. I'd never cheated. There were no secret conversations, no hidden pictures, nothing. But he insisted there had been deleted messages, deleted photographs, evidence. When I asked him to show me, he couldn't. Instead, he said something I'll never forget. "You know, I don't have to prove it to you." That sentence says everything. Because coercive control isn't about evidence. It isn't about truth. It's about keeping someone permanently on the defensive. If you're always trying to prove your innocence, you never get the chance to ask why you're constantly being accused. By then, I barely recognized myself. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I'd lost so much weight that I hardly recognized the person looking back at me in the mirror. I felt empty, like a shell of the woman I used to be. Nothing I said mattered. Nothing I did mattered. He had already decided who I was. No amount of truth was ever going to change his mind. And for the first time in my life, I began wondering whether everyone would be better off without me. Those thoughts scared me. Not because I wanted to die, but because I couldn't see a way for the pain to stop. I want to pause here for anyone listening who has ever felt the same hopelessness. If you've reached the point where the weight of someone else's abuse makes you wonder if life is worth living, please know this. Those thoughts are a sign of how overwhelming your circumstances have become, not a measure of your worth. You deserve support, safety, and the chance to heal. Looking back now, I'm grateful I survived that chapter. Because if I hadn't, I would never have discovered that life on the other side of coercive control was possible. I never would have found peace. I never would have found my voice. And I never would have been able to tell this story. Thank you for listening to After the Quiet. If this episode resonated with you, please consider following the podcast, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone who may need to hear it. Every conversation helps shine a light on forms of abuse that too often remain hidden. Remember this: when someone works to erase your reality, protecting your truth becomes an act of survival. Thank you for listening to After the Quiet.